long ago were you diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer?
Had a ultrasound.
But December 2 years ago?
No, last year.
Last year in 2008?
Yeah.
Okay.
2008 I had an ultrasound and it was determined that I had cancer. And I was trying to determine what to do because I wanted to avoid the conventional treatment. Then, because my children were forcing me to go see an oncologist, and they set up an appointment. But the night before, I discovered Valley Cancer Institute on the internet.
So you found us on the internet?
Yes, on the internet.
And I remember that you told me something that got your attention about, what was it?
Yes, it got my attention right away because the body's method of healing itself is through a fever. Exercise is creating an artificial fever, and everybody knows how valuable exercise is. So this made perfect sense to localize hyperthermia, which is an induced fever, to the area that is diseased. So that just made perfect sense to me. So at least I had a little bit of ammunition when I went to see the oncologist the next day. And the first thing I did was ask him if he'd ever heard of hyperthermia. And right away he dismissed it. He said, "Oh, that's a myth, that's poppycock. Don't pay any attention to all those wackos." And thankfully I had my son with me, who was the one who arranged for this oncologist. And he saw what a closed mind this doctor had. And the doctor examined me, and he said, "Oh yes, this is inflammatory breast cancer. It's very, very bad. It's very aggressive. And this is acute. You are stage 3B. And anyway, he said their method of treatment that I needed to get chemotherapy immediately, followed by a complete mastectomy, followed by more chemotherapy and radiation up to 2 years, and no guarantees."
Oh my God.
Thank goodness I had discovered Valley Cancer Institute the night before. And so we got on the telephone. My children were talking with Nash, and back and forth conversations for 3 or 4 days, and we tied up all kinds of loose ends so that I could rush out here. After about 4.5 weeks, there was no noticeable
How
improvement.
did you remain strong on the treatment?
I didn't know where else to go. I didn't want to have a mastectomy. I didn't want to have chemotherapy. Anyway, that night, the next morning, it was as though what they said struck fear into the cancer, because the next morning there was a dramatic improvement. And when I came to Dr. Albasan and he measured, it had gone from 8.5, I think it was, to 4.5. It had reduced that much in those several weeks. And the pain was gone. But inflammatory breast cancer is just completely different from any other kind of cancer. In fact, most doctors don't even understand it, and therefore they misdiagnose it, and a lot of women die. And it's very acute and very aggressive. And Dr. Wolfstein, when he interviewed me the first time and then examined me, when he found out that I'd had it over a year, he just found it difficult to believe because I was still alive. Well, the low-dose radiation with the hyperthermia assists the radiation to work much better because it increases oxygen to the cells, gets them warm and more accessible. And then the exercise keeps the body nice and strong. And then, of course, you got to feed that body good things. And the conventional treatment goes on and on and on and on. And most people, as I understand it, are healed, those who have not had too many conventional treatments done to them, so their body just cannot respond. And that's another reason why they think I have responded so well, is because I didn't have any of the conventional treatment. So my body didn't have all those things to overcome in order to accept the treatment I got here.
But
It's and the people are all so loving and caring and so happy to assist in any way. Everything from the receptionist to you, Carlos, to Nash, who introduced us to this program and everything, and all the technicians, everything from blood drawing to radiation, Sylvia down in radiation, and Gigi. They are so loving and caring, and this positive attitude also helps the patient instead of being in a cold, inhumane hospital and being jerked around. And so it's like night and day. But there was no pain except the pain I originally had with the inflammatory breast cancer. And in fact, I look forward to coming here and taking a nap during my hyperthermia. So it all worked out beautifully. Well, considering the fact that the oncologist back home told me I should undergo immediate chemotherapy and have a mastectomy, and then more chemotherapy and more radiation for up to 2 years and no guarantees. I've been here 3 months, and it appears that I'm healthy.
The reason I am doing this interview is to show other people that there are better ways than the conventional therapy.
Yes, it's such a shame, such a crime that so many women are being disfigured and their lives are completely dismantled, and premature death is pretty imminent because just doing the surgery and eliminating a part of the body isn't healing anything. You've got to learn what caused the disease and then take care of it properly. And here this enables you to do that so much faster without any of these side effects from conventional therapies.
All right, Jerry, I thank you so much, and I wish you my best, and I would like to keep in touch with you.
It's been a pleasure.